Hello there, fellow crypto enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel where we try to make sense of the constantly shifting sands of the cryptocurrency world. So, buckle up, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready to dive into the latest whirlwind of crypto chaos with us. Alright, let's kick things off with some good news, shall we? ZKsync, the Layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, is about to make it rain on its users with a whopping $3.6 billion airdrop of its ZK tokens. That's right, you heard me correctly with a B. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, that sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? And you wouldn't be wrong to be suspicious. This is crypto, after all, where every silver lining seems to have a rain cloud attached. But in this case, it seems like the good kind of downpour. ZKsync is rewarding its early adopters and active community members with a share of its governance tokens. It's a way to thank them for their support and help decentralize the platform further. Now, I'm not going to pretend to understand the finer points of zero-knowledge proofs and Layer 2 scaling solutions. Frankly, it makes my head hurt just thinking about it. But here's what I do know. Free money is free money. And this airdrop is a big deal, folks. It's a sign that ZKsync is here to stay, and that Layer 2 solutions are only going to become more important as Ethereum continues to grow. Of course, as with any airdrop, there are always going to be those who try to game the system. We've already seen a surge in activity on ZKsync, with people rushing to use the platform and qualify for the airdrop. And let's not forget the inevitable scams and phishing attempts that are bound to pop up. So, a word of caution, be careful out there, folks. Don't click on any suspicious links and double-check everything before you connect your wallet. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Unless it's a $3.6 billion airdrop from a legitimate project, in which case, go nuts. In other news of Ethereum scaling solutions, are you sensing a theme here? Optimism, another Layer 2 platform, has just announced that it's reached stage 1 of its decentralization roadmap. Now, before you start doing the conga line in your underwear, let's unpack what that actually means. Essentially, Optimism has implemented something called fault proofs, which is a fancy way of saying that they've added an extra layer of security to the network. Think of it like this. If Ethereum is like a city, then Optimism is like a fancy new skyscraper being built on top of it. And fault proofs are like the building's fire safety system. They're not going to prevent a fire from happening altogether, but they'll hopefully make sure that if one does break out, it doesn't burn the whole building down. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, that's a terrible analogy. Buildings have fire sprinklers and alarms, not fault proofs. And you wouldn't be wrong. But look, the point is, this is a step in the right direction for Optimism. Decentralization is a journey, not a destination, and it's good to see that they're making progress. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This is just stage 1 of their roadmap, and there's still a long way to go before Optimism can truly be considered a decentralized platform. In the meantime, it's important to remember that any platform built on top of Ethereum is still ultimately reliant on the security of the underlying network. So, while fault proofs are a good thing, they're not a magic bullet. Well, folks, it wouldn't be a week in crypto without at least one major security breach, would it? This time, the unfortunate victim is UwU Lend, a DeFi protocol with a name that's somehow both adorable and incredibly unsettling at the same time. I mean, seriously, who came up with that name? Was it a team of marketing geniuses trying to appeal to the furry community, or just a bunch of developers who had a bit too much to drink one night? Whatever the case may be, UwU Lend is now facing the harsh reality of the DeFi world as they recently fell victim to an exploit that resulted in the loss of $19.3 million worth of user funds. Ouch. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the technical details of the exploit because, frankly, I don't understand them myself. But from what I can gather, it involved some sort of vulnerability in their smart contracts, which allowed the attackers to drain the protocol's funds. Look, I'm not a security expert, but it seems to me that maybe, just maybe, naming your DeFi protocol after an internet slang term for cuteness isn't the best way to inspire confidence in your users. I mean, if I'm going to trust a platform with my hard-earned cryptocurrency, I want it to have a name that screams impenetrable security, not please steal my money. Now, to be fair to UwU Lend, they're not the first DeFi protocol to suffer an exploit, and they certainly won't be the last. The world of decentralized finance is still in its early days, and these kinds of security incidents are bound to happen. But it's a stark reminder that while DeFi has the potential to revolutionize the financial industry, it also comes with significant risks. So if you're thinking about dipping your toes into the DeFi waters, just remember to tread carefully and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Well, folks, it seems the meme coin world is at it again, pushing the boundaries of taste and decency further than we ever thought possible. This time, the dubious honor goes to Normie, a meme coin launched on the Coinbase-incubated Base blockchain which recently released a promotional video that can only be described as, well, let's just say it was about as subtle as a sledgehammer to the face. The video, which has since been taken down, because of course it has, featured a cartoon character that bore a striking resemblance to Pepe the Frog, never a good sign, engaging in some rather, shall we say, activities. Oh, and did I mention that the video also included a scene depicting suicide? Yeah, you read that right, suicide, in a meme coin promotional video. Now, I'm no stranger to the dark side of the internet, but even I have to admit this was a new low. Unsurprisingly, the backlash was swift and severe, with people from all corners of the crypto community condemning the video's insensitive and downright dangerous message. Normie's creators have since issued an apology, claiming that the video was intended to be provocative and edgy, but that they understand that it was in poor taste. Oh, you do you? Well, that makes it all better then, doesn't it? Look, I get it. Meme coins are supposed to be fun and irreverent, but there's a line, and Normie crossed it with the grace of a drunken unicycle rider. This isn't about being offended, it's about basic human decency. Well, folks, it seems the land down under is cracking down on the crypto casino, and this time, they're not playing around. The Australian government has announced a new set of regulations that will effectively ban the use of cryptocurrencies and credit cards for online gambling. That's right, no more betting your Bitcoin on the pokies or racking up credit card debt chasing that elusive royal flush. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, isn't gambling already illegal in most of Australia? And you wouldn't be wrong. But, as with most things in life, there are loopholes. And the online gambling industry, with its flashy websites and promises of easy money, has been exploiting those loopholes like a kangaroo in a carrot patch. But those days are coming to an end, my friends. The new regulations, which are set to come into effect in the coming months, are aimed at curbing problem gambling and money laundering. And they're not messing around. The government is even going after those pesky offshore gambling websites that have been operating in a legal gray area for years. They're giving them a simple choice. Either get a license and comply with Australian law or get out of Dodge. Now, whether these new regulations will actually be effective remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, the Australian government is sending a clear message that they're not going to let the online gambling industry run wild anymore. In news that will surprise absolutely no one, the European Union's Innovation Hub has released a new report that's critical of, wait for it, privacy coins. I know, shocking, isn't it? It seems the very idea of people wanting to keep their financial transactions private is just too much for some bureaucrats to handle. The report, which reads like a love letter to financial surveillance, argues that privacy coins and crypto mixers pose a significant risk to national security and could be used for money laundering, terrorism financing, and other nefarious activities. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that privacy coins haven't been used for illicit purposes in the past, because they have, just like regular cash has been used for illicit purposes since, well, forever. But to single out privacy coins as the root of all evil is not only disingenuous, but also incredibly short-sighted. Privacy is a fundamental human right, and the ability to transact privately is essential for a free and open society. The EU's obsession with controlling every aspect of its citizens' financial lives is not only creepy, but also counterproductive. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. By cracking down on privacy coins, the EU is only going to drive their use underground, making it even harder to track illicit activity. Well, folks, there you have it. Another week, another roller coaster ride through the wild world of crypto. We've had massive airdrops, decentralized platforms making baby steps, DeFi exploits, meme coin controversies, and governments trying to get in on the action. It's enough to make your head spin. But that's what we signed up for, isn't it? As always, it's important to remember that the crypto space is constantly evolving. What's true today might not be true tomorrow. So stay informed, do your own research, and don't believe everything you read on the internet, especially if it comes from a meme coin marketing team. Until next time, stay safe, stay skeptical, and try not to lose all your money. See you next week.